Hey guys, this is Flammy and welcome back to another teaser analysis. So we've got the video of the Minion. Let's roll it and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Alrighty, so there it is. Let's look at it in slow motion. I'll show you what I was doing here. So right here, I'm going to be looking at how many hits it takes to kill this building. So here we go, going super slow-mo. I'm counting the number of dots here. And this is how we can do some analysis into the amount of damage that each of these shots does, because we know how much health this level 10 gold mine has. So by counting these number little black dots, we can hopefully accurately determine how much damage per shot and then damage per second each minion does. Alright, so that was that. I counted them up before playing this video, and what I got was 19 shots to kill that gold mine. So this works out to 37 to 39 damage per shot. I can say this fairly accurately because if it was doing more than that, 40 damage per shot or more, then 18 shots would be able to kill this gold mine, which it didn't appear to happen. Of course, this is a little video analysis, so this might not be exactly right, but it's pretty darn close. Alright, I also timed in a different clip how long it took one minion to shoot twice, and it was pretty much exactly 1 second between the two shots. So that works out to both to be 1 attack per second and 1 second per attack, whichever way you want to look at it. Also, the damage per second then is also the same at 37 to 39 damage per shot. Now, I also looked at the amount of health. This was actually really hard to tell because there's actually a lot of minions dying, but you don't get to see many of them dying from start to finish, and that's what you need to determine how much health it actually has. So there was one which appeared to take 2 arrows from a level 7 archer tower and died. And that means with 42 damage per arrow from a level 7 archer tower, that works out to be 84 or less health. Because if it had any more, it would have taken at least 3 arrows to kill. This one I'm not as confident about, just because I only could barely see one guy dying from start to finish. So I hope this is off, because it seems really low health. So then for the last bit, I looked at the range, because clearly it is a ranged unit, which is great. Ranged units are awesome, and I don't think we have enough ranged units, so I'm glad to get another one. So it looked like the range was either 3 or 4. I did a little Pythagorean theorem and calculated it. It was about 3.6, so probably 3 or 4, which is right in line with both wizards and archers. Wizards being 3 range and archers being 4. So nothing extraordinary here. Alright, so let's compare these numbers to something we actually know, so we can actually determine what this means. So the damage per second, first of all, seems to be pretty equal to a level 2 to level 3 balloon. Level 2 balloons do 32 damage per second, and level 3 do 48 damage per second. Balloons also do splash damage, so they're a bit better in that case as well, but that's not included in the damage per second calculation. Alright, going on to health. If the minion actually does have 80 health, this is actually pretty low as well. So a level 1 balloon has 150 health. This might seem like a ton, but you gotta remember that air defenses do a ton of damage. Even basic ones, they do a ton of damage compared to other defenses that hit the ground. There was a bug a while back in one of the updates that had the air defenses said it targeted both air and ground, and people were joking how this would be way overpowered if it ever did that because its damage is so high, and that's true. If its damage is very high compared to cannons or archer towers, for example. So 80 health is actually not a lot. It means you're going to get 2-shotted by pretty much all the air defenses. Alright, so that's that for health. That's pretty bad. Just if that's accurate, and I hope it's not, because that seems the minions might be pretty weak. Of course, this might be a level 1 minion. We don't know if there can be multiple levels, but it appears that this minion that we saw in this video was equivalent to a level 2 to 3 balloon in terms of damage, and possibly even worse than a level 1 balloon in terms of health. Lastly, and the absolute most important, is we can absolutely tell that the minion favorite target is set to any. So this is, I guess, neither good nor bad, but I guess it absolutely does determine how they will be used in game, because what they attack absolutely is the most important thing. Think about it, like if giants all of a sudden were going after walls and wall breakers suddenly going after resources, it'd be a very different game, and how you'd use them would completely change. So by targeting any, this is actually really significant because it means that the minion is going to be competing with barbarians and with archers for main damage dealers for armies. That's because when they target any like that, that's the sort of role it's going to be fighting in the same role. So those are the units we're really going to have to compare it against. And if you look at it that way, the damage per second is actually pretty equal in terms of those units. Also, that means its health is pretty good. That minion is equal to a level 5 barbarian. So maybe that's helping for it. So this could mean that if it's a one supply unit and also particularly cheap in terms of elixir, it could very well be a valid option to replace either barbarians or archers, or at least partially replace them in your army. Alright, beyond that, one little thing that you probably noticed, well, maybe you noticed, was they had some tombstones in the video, and if you missed it, here's a picture of them, but the tombstones are actually different. So these are Dark Elixir tombstones, just like I predicted and anticipated in the last video, so I'm glad to be right on that one. And that's going to be it for this video. One thing I just wanted to clear up about the wall breaker video I put out yesterday was that wall breakers are also going to take 2 supply now, as well as being able to be a lot smarter and avoid spike walls and buttress walls. Alright then, guys, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Let me know what you think about these changes and some of this sort of balance that I've tried to predict and perhaps lay out a bit of ahead of time before this update even comes out. Beyond that, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. If you are not a subscriber, why don't you consider subscribing? I put out Clash of Clans videos every day. Well, actually, the last 2 days I put out 2 videos every day. So, yeah, and if you already are a subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing. I do appreciate your views and ongoing support. You can show that support by, of course, watching, like you probably are already doing if you're listening to this, and you can like and comment on this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys very much, and have a great day.